Now we're really live.
God, are you sure?
It said transitioning broadcast failed.
I'm just gonna stop
Nothing to
talking
worry
until
about.
we're sure about it.
I
Yes, we're
don't
live.
like this, guys. We're on time. This is not doesn't feel right. I think we
It's
should
okay.
we should just leave and come back 2 minutes late. Congrats on the 5,000 subs. Thanks, Cynical. Appreciate it.
Cool. Oh yeah, it's a pretty
Oh,
nice
sweet.
little round number we got there. 5K.
Have you got? Oh, well, we're gonna talk about this in a second.
Something. What's it about?
I don't know.
Come on, give us a little spoiler here.
Bro.
That's not a spoiler then.
Oh, that's thing
Just
that
when
ends
it
in made.
happens.
Lightning crashes and old mother dies. Every time y'all say we're going live, all I can think of is the band. Remember their other song?
They got a lot of songs I like, but I can't think of one other one.
We have one other one that's like.
Welcome to the GAIJIN Guys
Welcome.
Podcast. Talk about Japanese music news and other music-related things on Wednesday.
Good day.
On Wednesday specifically, guys.
Today's not Wednesday.
Today's
Yeah,
not Wednesday, so
Sunday.
today means it's Japanese Music News Day. Which is
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that how we do this?
Dude, we got a lot to talk
Super
about.
clear.
We got to talk about a new BAND-MAID song. We got to talk about Japan fighting Elon Musk. I also need to tell
It's
you
like
guys
in a
about the
fist
Sim
fight?
concert. Yeah, dude, they're gonna go at it.
Cage match?
You'll be surprised how this intertwines. I think. Maybe not. Maybe you're not surprised.
I mean, I guess it's probably has something to do with X.
No. You'd be sadly mistaken. Anyways, we're teamed up with Aftershock, guys. Did you know that? Aftershock 2023. You know why we're teamed up with them?
Because we were able to give away 2 4-day passes for the festival.
Yes. That's
Based on a story that you can go to our website. GAIJIN Guys. GAIJINGuys.com? GAIJIN Guys
Yeah.
Podcast.
It's
GAIJINGuys.com.
Yeah.
And you can put in a story about how music has affected your, changed your life or helped you in any way. And I'm going to pick one of those stories to be the winner.
Yeah. So you're going to email that to giveaway@gaijinguys.com. And you got to do that by September 8th, which is, you only have like
5 days.
5 days. Yeah, 5 days to do so. Then we will announce the winner on the 10th. We'll read your story off to everybody. So it'll be on the GAIJIN Guys podcast when we read the story. All the details, if you forget, are in the description of this video. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, that's it. So how's your guys' week going?
Pretty good. Getting some stuff done. Getting a little settling in my routine that I'm still need to figure out. But, you know,
You have a
It's getting there.
routine.
been busy. Wrote a metal song for a backing track to play in the background. It turned into it's a riff I've had for probably 20 years. I finally recorded it,
Oh, nice.
and it's coming out kind of cool.
It's impressive, like when you can remember those riffs you wrote like so long ago. Like they just never leave; they're always there.
I never stopped playing it. Like I play it all the time, and it's just I could never play it really well. And I went to record like a simpler track, and then I was like, "Oh, I got this thing," and I must have just gotten better. And I was like, "Oh, I can play that freaking riff now."
That's good.
And it's about 208 BPM.
Nice.
It's pretty speedy. You heard it. I had it in there. Put it.
It
in
does sound very good. Very good.
there, so
Can't wait to
thrashy.
hear its completion.
it needs refined.
How about you, Champ? How's your week?
I hate this time of year, man. This is like the worst time of year. And, you know, when I was like 15, I hated this time of year because it was like, oh my God, I got to start school next week and blah, 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 blah. As a parent, I think it's just as shitty. You know, like I'm getting your kids ready to go to school is just as obnoxious as getting yourself ready to go to school as a kid. And you're signing stuff up and doing all the bus schedules and making sure that they have new backpacks and clothing that fits them and blah 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 blah. Plus it's the end of the month, so you got to deal with all the like, you know, it's the end of the month and now we got to deal with, you know, bills and all that stuff. So like everything this week of the year is always the most agitating week of the year for me, the final week of August. So it's just been busy, just doing stuff that I have to do instead of doing the stuff that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like those are the worst weeks when you're just doing
adulting
stuff,
in general.
Yeah, just constant adulting. There's just like no room for your own stuff, right? So you got to just suck it up and deal with it. But yeah, he starts school this week, right? Wait, it's Sunday, yeah. So this week, actually, the day after the BABYMETAL concert that I'm going to.
Yeah,
so,
we're meeting up soon, champ.
You're going to the BABYMETAL concert?
Yeah, we're going to the New York City one, right?
I am. I didn't know you were.
Yeah, you offered me to be a place to stay. Remember?
I don't.
I hope you remember.
Feel free.
No, you seriously did. I'm not making that up. You're like, dude, you can just stay over here.
Well, that offer is just a consistent offer on the table. If you come over to this area for a concert, you can come crash at my place.
We're both going to be there, man. I'm going to be there also. Cool. I'm flying in next week, so on September 11th, which is a little crazy.
Well, then you're not going to the same show as me because I'm going on the 5th, which is 2 days from now.
Oh, well, I'm going to the New York City one.
That is the New York City one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Fuck. Mine's on a Friday. Oh, maybe we're not going to the same one.
Oh, wait. No, I might be wrong on that. I might have tickets to something else on the 5th. Hold on. Shit.
Maybe you guys should discuss this.
This is getting awkward.
Oh, it's passcode on the 5th. The 5th is the passcode. And then
I was about to say, I'm like...
and then BABYMETAL is the 15th. I got them switched around.
It's okay. I was not going to trust your information, champ, so don't worry.
I'm actually really happy about that right now. I have like more time to prepare for your arrival, Alan.
I agree, Paul. This is getting strange.
Okay, so there's more. Listen, there's a lot of concerts happening. Okay, like more than ever since we've been doing this channel. Has there been so many Japanese bands in freaking America just like ready to play music for us, right? So like I've had just like this cavalcade of different, like, you know, this concert's coming in this way, this other concert's coming in this way. It's so hard to remember which one is when and where. For sure.
But yeah. Also, we got a little bit of update on Wave, guys. He did put up a post, and thanks to Simno, who just put the link in the chat. He said he's doing much better. He's getting caught up with things, so he should be joining us in the near future, but no rush. We just want him to get better.
Nope.
We want him to get healed up and ready to go. So I think he already started posting videos, so you guys should go check out those new videos he's been putting up throughout the week.
Yeah, give him a little like, a little thumbs up over there. Bring his spirits up.
Yeah, maybe a super thanks. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Always nice.
And he's crazy, though, doing this many videos, just coming back.
He probably already had them all recorded.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, God damn, did you like fucking go live already and do 20 videos? Between you, Ryan, and Wave, you guys put up so many fucking videos. I'm like, I would be dying inside. I don't even know how you guys do it that fast. Just
Sam.
Like, don't do anything else.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I put up 2 videos this month, I think.
Like it's 30 from 2 live streams I can still pull from if I need to, but you know.
Oh God.
Yeesh.
I did actually finally do that this month. So like I had like 8 live streams that I hadn't clipped anything out of, and I finally like took the time this month and spent like, you know, fucking hours and hours for multiple days just clipping them all out and posting them all on my Patreon. So I finally got like 30 videos up there. So I feel like I'm kind of caught up with stuff, like close as I've ever been to caught up with stuff. So I feel like I can actually start posting stuff on YouTube again.
Well, that's a good point.
Like, you know,
Rosie is helping Wave with the videos now, so that's probably who's actually putting those videos up for him, getting it done. Shout out to Rosie.
Every great man is an even greater woman.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get like I said, we're getting into quick news real quick, and then we'll go ahead and jump into BAND-MAID stuff right away. And we have somebody joining us to tell us about the Dallas and Houston show for BABYMETAL. So I'm excited to hear about that. Excited to hear about what's going on with BAND-MAID also. Real quick though, we got GAIJIN that's finally on tour. They're touring Europe and stuff. With it's called I Am on Tour. Pain. I can't read these band names. I guess the band's Pain, but they're on tour now, so they're finally out there. I know he's been talking about it for a while. Asterism is releasing a new EP. Some of the comments about it is it's more on the pop side. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, I can't believe they have another EP already.
I think they kind of said they were going to have another one out when they released the last one.
Oh, okay. I don't
know. Maybe I'm just pretending I remember. I'm not really sure. When it was announced, I'm like, oh yeah, there was supposed to be another one.
Yeah, it's really cool that they have everything prepared, and they're just like getting these out. It's awesome. Awesome
They're
to see.
grinding it out, man. They're playing a lot. Got another tour coming up.
Yeah, I like their first EP. Their first EP was good. So I wonder if they mean it's more pop than that one, or if it's less pop. Be interesting.
I wonder how much of that goes into the fact that they have a consistent vocalist now, right?
Yeah. Haruka sings.
Yeah, so she's just doing vocals. She's the guitarist?
Yeah, she's a guitarist.
Yeah. So I wonder if the want to move into a poppier sound might just be because it's much easier on her to do vocals and play maybe a bit of a simpler style of guitar than she was before.
I don't know. I think vocal music with vocals is easier to get more fans for.
Yeah,
to do more things for.
Like more people listen to music with vocals than instrumentals.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
It's a broader fan base. So I think that's probably. I mean, I imagine she also wanted to sing, but I think it's just a little more appealing to more people.
Oh, I mean, on the other end of it though, like I'm sure that's why they wanted to add vocals, because no matter what, you've got a ceiling when you're just doing instrumental. But I wonder if the move towards a poppier sound rather than their I don't know, harsher sound.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, would be because it's easier to do both of those things, in pop music than it would be for hard rock.
Yeah, a lot of people forget too, with people that do pop, they're normally exceptional musicians too. When it's just we're fortunate to see the gap between that. So we saw them instrumental. We saw them add vocals on some really heavy riffs. And now if she is going to pop route, it's kind of interesting to see. Because they're like, well, we know she can fucking play. Now she's doing this pop music afterwards. So, and it helps her writing, because it's extremely hard to write a pop song. A lot harder than you would think it would be. Mainly on the vocal side, vocal melody side. So maybe she's trying to perfect those vocals and work on catchy melodies or certain ways of singing, because it is definitely a different art form. It can be really simple and basic. Also, pop can be also the reverse of that, of course,
for sure. But I don't see them half-assing it. I see them trying to make the best in that style that they possibly can, so but you do have to make some sacrifices as an instrumental. I mean, look at Dave Mustaine. Dave Mustaine didn't play lead for his own band, even though he was considered one of the better guitarists in the world at that point. He didn't do his own solos for
talking about
70. Dave Mustaine doesn't play 75% of the solos in Megadeth.
No, you're wrong.
I'm gonna prove it right now.
Say more.
You mean lately over the certain the whole albums, or lately? Because he used to split it with Marty. They're about 50-50 back in the day.
Well, 50-50 right there. I mean, that's already going into what I'm saying. And now he plays less.
Okay.
What are we arguing about right here?
Because you said 75%.
Well, now he plays less.
Okay.
For sure. But even back then, when it was his band, came from Metallica as the lead guitarist of Metallica, and then he didn't even play all of the solos in his own music. He split it in half. To me, that tells you, because he's doing vocals, he had to tone it down a little bit. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Ryan went silent.
He just had another guitar player just sharing whatever.
Yeah, but back then, how often did you have two guitarists that were doing the same amount of like generally speaking, there was a guy that was playing like the lead, and there was a guy that was playing rhythm most of the time, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Broke by the Scream lost 2 of their members, and I love how they put it though. They put notice of Yamayami and Urinin Kagura graduation, so they graduated. I don't know why they say graduation. Chat, let me know.
It's like first graders graduating from first grade. They'd move on to something else is what happened.
Yeah, but I love that wording for it, you know. So if I ever leave the GAIJIN Guys, I'll be like, guys, sorry, I'm graduating from the GAIJIN Guys podcast.
No, you're fucking quitting.
No, I'm graduating. I'm gonna say that for everything now. Like every time I
graduated from my last job. Is that what happened?
Pretty standard for idol groups. Well, it should be a standard everywhere. That would be great to go up to your boss and be like, I'm sorry, sir, or ma'am, I'm going to be graduating from this job today. How would you take that?
Like, what? What do you mean you graduated? Moving on, but better things.
Chan, what would you do if you were my boss? I said, I'm graduating today, and then just like walked out.
I mean, it is a really weird way to put that. I guess because like in the idol industry, there's like this whole, you know, you kind of like start as like pre-debut rookies, right? And then you like grow into, they actually do call it like your sophomore year, stuff like that, right? Like when you're in the idol industry. So I guess technically they're just like continuing that path and saying graduation, but like we know what that means. Like one of them has a one-man show coming out.
Yeah,
he's ready. The biggest bummer for me out of this whole thing is that one of them is the screamer of Broken by the Scream.
Yeah, because you like Broken by the Scream quite a bit. I remember when we did Patreon reactions, that was one of your favorites that we listened to.
They always kind of reminded me of like them and Passcode. Always kind of like I like them as the alt idol groups. Those were like my favorites.
I think we got in a fight about the tone during that reaction. I think I'm pretty sure.
I could see that happening, but like, yeah, they were good, man. They were like really clever and really heavy sometimes, but without the screamer, I mean, like I do wonder what they're gonna do next, because without the screamer, I don't think that they have the same sort of like impact that they would have as a band. So I would need them to replace her to like really be into it, because the rest of it is a really poppy idol sound. You know what I mean? Like sort of like chorus vocals, chorus chanty vocals, a lot of it. So like, you know, that scream like really took it over the edge and made them interesting again. So losing her is a big thing.
I think they'll bring a screamer back probably, you know,
hopefully,
or the project could end. Who knows? It does say more in this article. It's translated in English, so forgive the rough translation. But on November 18th, they said they'll graduate with a solo performance. So that's really interesting that they're going to do that. So that's how they're going to graduate. They're going to graduate for a performance. So make sure when you graduate from your job, you give your boss a solo performance.
I wonder if like the graduation like makes the company look better, like somehow, because like whatever company employs them, right? Because they don't have to say like, yeah, they quit on us. Like, no, they graduated. This is what we wanted the whole time.
Ryan, did you give your boss a solo performance before you graduated from your job?
My old job was a solo performance.
Oh, so you're just like, I got to do.
There was just no encore.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
I basically when I worked by myself, and then I just left.
Yeah. So anyways, they go on to say that they apologize to all the fans related who support us on a daily basis. After the repeated discussion with members and staff about future activities, they decided they're going to walk towards a new life and will do her best until the next solo performance and graduate on that day. So we don't even know if they're going to be really doing music stuff. You guys can check that article. We have it over on our Discord server. All right. Love Bites. Love Bites has a bunch of live videos, and they've been touring. And I watched some of them, and they are pretty fucking amazing. Have you guys had a chance to check out some of these live recordings?
I haven't been watching them because I'm going to see them soon, and I'm just like waiting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going to see them live.
Yeah.
I would love to see them live, but I don't think they're coming to the U.S. for quite a bit. I think I will enjoy that band a lot live because I love that style of music live in person. It's so exciting. The energy is just crazy. I think enjoy like
they're
bands
totally
live,
a live
but
band. They're like just they've got that live band energy. You know, just watching everything I've enjoyed from them the most has been a live performance I've watched rather than like.
I saw one of these. I think I saw the Hammer of the Wrath. I haven't seen the other two. I didn't even realize they had like two more on there. So I'm definitely gonna go check those out. Sure. When it,
I really want to see
Eric
that
gets
Judgment
back.
Day one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them yet either, but I love that song. The song's so good.
1OK Rock releases a new collaboration with Monster Hunter, now single Make It Out Alive. Rock band 1OK Rock released it on August 24th, and it's a part of a mobile game that's scheduled to launch in September 14th. The band is known for their powerful rock anthems, and it's their first new song in 2023. Doesn't disappoint. So they do have a music video out now, guys. Did you guys have a chance to check it out? I thought it was a pretty solid rock song all the way through. It's catchy, nothing like crazy, but it was a good song. It was just a decent song.
I listened to about 10 seconds, and that was enough.
I think I like it better than the new Sims song, to be honest. That new Sims song was a little weird. I don't know.
I liked it.
You like the new
Speaking
Sims
of,
song.
if you guys want to see our reaction to the new Sims song called Sad Day, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/GAIJIN GUYS. We will be posting that very soon.
Yeah, the Sims song, I feel like I got just blue balled. I was getting into it, like I was giving the benefit of the doubt because I just saw them recently and I love their concert, and I was like, okay. And then it just didn't do anything for me.
Sad day.
Yeah. Unlucky Morpheus, top of the M. They just hit 1 million views on it. So congratulations on Unlucky Morpheus.
Wow.
Yeah, good for them, man. It's like not the type of music that you would normally associate with 1 million views. So you know they're doing something really, really well when it does hit that mark.
For sure. Yeah, that's always exciting. I can't imagine having a music video at 1 million views.
And that music video is cool too, man. Like all their music videos are pretty cool. Like they're very creative when it comes to the artistic design of everything that they do.
They put a lot of love into those, don't they? I really like a lot. Like it's an insane amount of effort. Like I don't know how much green screening they're doing and stuff, but the visuals are insane.
I think like most of their video, at least that one, is green screen, right? Because that one's got like colors dripping front, like everything's changing the whole time. But it's really smart. Like I do think that their music videos generally have a good story to them too. You know, like that the one about all the murders that they did last year was like such a cool video too, inside of the haunted house with like the mirrors and stuff like that. Yeah, like they're really smart with it, and the artistic design, like that's what I think that they peak at visually. They're just really good at creating an environment that's really immersive, like kind of pulls you in and makes you want to keep watching it.
Yeah, it's one of Eric's favorite bands. He loves them.
Oh, they're so good. They're so talented.
Another band I really want to see live too. Another
me
one.
too.
That'd be crazy. Just to see Fuki in action in person.
Me too. Yeah, definitely would be sick.
Yeah.
Hanabi had an interview just come out. It's in English and German subtitles, so you'll be able to follow along. It's on a channel called Coco Royal. You should show them some love. It's a good 25-minute interview.
It's a really good interview. I watched most of it. She's a really good interviewer, and it helps when you got somebody you can communicate with them directly. And yeah, it was just a really good interview. It's probably the most information I've seen about them.
Was there anything that shocked you on the information from it? About the band?
Not really. It's just like cool information about the band. It's just I wish I should have took notes on it, but so I watched like most of it, and I wanted to go back and finish it, and then I just got busy. But I mean, it's just they were comfortable with her, and it was just a cool interview.
I'll post that link in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to check that out.
Is it subtitled?
It is subtitled. Yeah. Subtitled in German and in English.
Oh, sweet, I'll be watching.
Which show them some love, because that takes a lot of time to go in there and subtitle all that stuff. I'm sure it's not an easy thing to do. to make sure it all matches. So the fact that's in English and in German, that's awesome. So shout out to
Oh, that's what. Okay,
them for
somebody in the chat just reminded me of the thing that I wanted to talk about. The drummer's teacher was like, "Hey, there's this band looking for a drummer," and she went and tried out and got the gig.
Oh
So yeah, that was a
shit!
cool thing. It's like, holy shit, man! Their teacher told her about it. So
I wonder if
the
it was
teacher knew she was a drummer and
yeah.
thought she'd be interested.
I wonder if it was drum teacher or just for like a
I don't
history
think so.
teacher.
Yeah, I don't think it was a drum teacher.
That's cool because it makes that fucking teacher is listening to music like Hannibal.
Right, yeah.
And was like aware enough and in the scene enough to be like, yeah, they need a drummer. We gotta send this girl over there.
That's true. The music scene, it must be all tight knit, man. Like no matter what genre it is, because they all mesh genres.
You know what's crazy, guys? When LA comes home and he's like, "Hey, I wore a Tool shirt," and my teacher's like, "Hey, that's a cool band," and then I'm like, "Wait, what?" Because the age.
Yep.
It was a thing like rap and thrash and stuff. There was no teacher that I had that could ever be a fan of it because it wasn't a thing when they were a kid. Like, it was new to them when they were an adult, and they're like, "This is trash." But now, like my kids' teachers, they're like my age or younger, so they're more familiar with
Mm-hmm.
So he wears these shirts that Slayer and all this stuff, and the teachers, instead of like telling them to take it off, are like, "Hey, I like that band." What?
That's
I listened to them 25 years ago. You wear whatever you want, man. Yeah, like all my teachers listened to like the Eagles. That was like the generation that my teachers came from. It was like a lot of like the Beatles and the Eagles and stuff like that. And like, yeah, now my son says the same thing. He'll be like, yeah, like everybody in my school, yeah, like all their parents, they all make their kids listen to 90s, so everybody knows grunge music and everybody knows like Michelle Branch and stuff like that.
All those teachers are going to be like, I remember when that came out.
Yeah,
that's how it normally
exactly
goes.
Right, dude. We're teacher age, you know what I mean? Like this would be us if we were the teacher.
Goddamn, that's just scary to think about. Nemophila is in the studio and they are working on a cover EP. So I am wondering if they're going to be putting like a lot of love into this cover EP, or if they're just taking some of their older covers or whatnot and just reproducing them or re-recording them.
Doing a better, like a more studio quality recording of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'd be cool if they took like some of the favorite videos, like with with more comments or views on them, and kind of polish those performances.
Yeah. What cover would you guys like to see on this EP? And chat, let me know, what covers would you like to see on the EP by Nemophila?
Well, you can't be happy about this because last week you were complaining that they were just doing one cover.
I'm not. But if it's going to be really well recorded mixed covers, I'm down to hear it. I just want original music.
I don't want it to be any of the stuff that we've heard before. And like, yeah, it would, I know why they would want to do that, but like, listen to them. And like just being a little better quality isn't really, I don't know, that's not really going to light a fire up my ass for wanting to listen to it. You know what I mean? But if they come out with like 5 new songs that we've never heard before.
Totally Radio Rafa said it's going to be 4 covers and 1 new song.
I'll take it for the 1 new song. Let's go.
Yeah, same.
I'll take new Nemophila.
Okay. Oh, that's right. They said they're doing Slipknot. Sick is on there. Did they list any other ones?
They're doing Slipknot. Okay.
That's cool.
Sick. That's like one of their early.
Yeah, that's one of the earlier ones
they put out, man. Remember that being on like a compilation of new upcoming bands. Sick was one of them.
There's a hint towards MTH being on there. That'd be fucking awesome. That makes sense because Tamu probably do an MTH one.
I still want them to do Kill Switch. I'll say it every time we talk about this.
No, we don't want that.
One Kill Switch song. They'd be so good at doing End of Heartache. It would be such a great cover.
Yes, do Kill Switch because then I would like it. Better
there you
than
go.
Kill Switch.
Make it. Yeah. I mean, sick. Slipknot.
That's going to be
all
interesting.
Screaming, dude. That's like an all screaming. So that was before he started singing.
Song.
That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to hear that.
She's only screamed, I think, like throughout the whole song in one song that I can recall.
And Zen.
Zen, exactly. And then outside of that, I'm pretty sure she does vocals, like clean vocals in every other song. So it'll be interesting to hear, like, you know, try to recreate a Corey Taylor style song from like the early days.
Hanabi said they started out as an MTH cover band. Glenn was saying in the chat. When I first heard them, I was actually watching some of the old videos for Hanabi that we did, because I was taking a clip from one of them, and in one of the thumbnails it says "New MTH?" question mark. I was like, all right, BAND-MAID just dropped a new song live. Ryan, tell us about it.
Yes, they did, and song's called "Go Easy," and no recordings of it yet that I've heard, because you're not supposed to do that over there in Japan. It was in Nagano they played, and I do have a playlist from the show, and our friend of the community and friend of mine, Pohoji-san, was there, and so they start off with Domination, Glory Alone, then they played Shambles, their latest release, and then they played the new song Go Easy. First time performance. Then they went into Honkai and then Choose Me. So it was a pretty good block of songs there. But there was an MC, Shambles, then MC, and then they played Go Easy. And Poji-san said, it said it had like a drum intro, and it seemed quite fast, maybe faster than Shambles. And before the song, Psyche said all she said was, "We were going to play a new song," and then they like went into it. One thing he said in reference to like when they played Influencer for the first time, and when they dropped it on fans, it was almost kind of hard to grasp what was going on because the intro was kind of unique. He said this one wasn't like that. It's a lot easier to kind of follow, maybe a little more straightforward. It was a quite a serious and hard song, opposite of the title. Psyche had to sing it with all her might, and Konami's solo was a treat to listen to. So, and then also, look it up here because somebody else read another comment about it. And somebody commented it was like Shambles, but flavored with Alone. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to hear.
That means
flavored,
right? I mean, it could be anything.
What does that even fucking
both
mean?
of those songs just are like quintessential BAND-MAID songs, right? You know, so like them being together is kind of just like, okay, so it's BAND-MAID song.
Yeah, and they played Spirit too on that show, which they haven't done for a long time.
What I was gonna ask you, because I didn't recognize that name when I looked at the list. What album is that off of? I did not recognize
that's World Domination, and it's one of my all-time favorites, man.
Okay, I'll probably know it then when I hear it, because I listened to that album and I just didn't recognize the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't recognize it either, man.
Yeah, I'm about to play it right now because I'm like,
do it.
It's bothering me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm listening to it currently.
Yeah,
dude, I don't recognize this at all.
Well, I've listened to that album a lot, so I'm definitely gonna know what it is.
It sounds kind of punky, Ryan. I'm surprised by how little punk you enjoy, considering
BAND-MAID
can veer into that
and
territory.
It's not punk anymore. And then it changes and it just gets me.
So you think if there was like a punk band like Rancid or like Pennywise or something like that, and they just like replaced their vocalist with like Psyche, each of those bands, would you like every punk band again?
I don't dislike every punk band. Punk, it's a weird thing. There's some I like and some I don't. You know, it's like any kind of genre, I guess. I don't like every.
I have to admit something, guys.
Band. I don't dislike every punk band. What?
I have to admit something. I actually skipped that song. That's why I always miss it. I do not like that song as much because I listen to Fate, which I absolutely love, and then I skip Spirit for Rock.
See, those two are like equal for me. I love each of those. I love them both.
I love Fate. That's why I didn't recognize it, because I'm like, I think I always like, I don't know why I couldn't get into that song. I listen to it now. It's good, but it's just not my thing.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's true. That chorus is sketchy. But it's like Rockin' Me's next, so I always like, I want to hurry up and listen to it.
Wow, skip Spirit for Rockin' Me.
I mean, Rockin' Me is banger.
Spirit's one that I've always wanted to see. I don't think I have.
Interesting choice from them. I haven't even really heard anybody talk about it before.
I mean, I know you're not really don't frequent my Discord at all, but I mean, usually every other day or so, I'm like, did I mention how much I like the song Spirit? People are like, shut up. We know.
Really?
I love it. Oh
Yeah, I had no idea you were so into it.
Yeah, I love that song. Man.
That is
But
so
they play
funny. It really does sound punky to me. It's just it's the last one I would expect you to love that much.
Huh. Yeah.
Mm.
It's got the great vocals are great and the solo's fucking incredible.
You
It goes heavy in the solo, dude.
You
It
like
was hard.
Sayonaka Dori a lot too, right?
Yeah.
I love Sayonaka Dori. Well,
Yeah, I
everybody
think
knows
you
that.
just like punk music. You just don't like punk vocalists. I'm convinced of it now.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Ask me what punk band I listen to for. I don't.
Yeah, actually,
like
what
elements of
is
it.
your favorite punk band ever? Like the one that you would listen to the most?
I don't even know. Like the only one I'd ever listened to, and it's.
You ever listen to Suicidal?
I didn't listen to punk that much. Even when I skated, it was always like heavier stuff than punk.
What about
Like
Green
there was like Black Flag,
Yeah, that's one.
Dead Kennedys, and I mean shit like that. But I was always into like Suicidal Tendencies and Faith No More, and just like heavier shit.
I would count Suicidal as punk band. They were majority of the time they were punk.
Yeah, they're
Maybe I
heavy
just
punk.
don't know what punk is.
Yeah, Suicide.
It's a pretty
that's why I
large-
mentioned it.
Early they were, then they went to like thrash, and that's the shit I listened
Yeah,
to.
they're on the edge. They're on the edge, but they have that punk attitude. I listened to Suicidal Tendencies also. I thought they were like a very underrated punk band because of how fucking skilled the guitarist was. You know.
Do you ever listen to Anti-Flag?
Yes.
No.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty heavy too sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some good punk bands out there, but like I
Definitely.
agree with you in essence, like that there is like if you don't like the whiny vocals, a lot of that genre is comprised of that.
I'm gonna go request a bunch of punk on Ryan's stream.
I mean, would you consider Offspring punk? Because they're
Yes.
they have punk in them.
The beginning stuff was. I like Offspring. I love the Offspring, but especially the first two albums.
I can't hardly stand hearing the dude sing anymore. It drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, there it is. Because he's really got that going on.
Yeah, I heard a song just recently. I had the radio on because my phone died and it wouldn't charge for some reason. So I was caught listening to radio and it was like the Offspring came on. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this song. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like a really good story throughout the song. I was like, man, they used to write badass lyrics. What happened?
Do they not
Right.
anymore? I do.
Yeah,
I
it
do
got
kinda
bad.
Think about them like that. Like
Yeah.
even their popular ones, like Self-Esteem, is like I love the lyrics. To that song.
No, that's a great lyric song. That's what I'm talking about. That's one of their older ones. If you listen to, there was another one though where he's like telling a story throughout it. It was a hit, but I can't remember the name of the song. I always forget the name of it. And I was like, God damn, these lyrics are actually really good because I remember listening to like a newer Offspring, like 2000s, you know, and I'm like, this is the worst lyrics ever. How do you go from this to this? What happened to the lyric writing process? It just like went to shit.
Oh, that's how I felt about Green Day too. Like when they went into their whole like political sphere. When I was just like, damn, dude, I
thought
really
the
liked how
lyrics-
they were
I
singing
liked it
about
when you
life.
sang about masturbating.
Yeah, like give me why
was very
you're
clever.
masturbating all day.
He's very clever.
They got old, dude. They got old.
He's very
I know,
clever.
I
I
liked
know.
immature music when I was an immature kid. I've grown
Yeah.
up, so I don't like that shit.
Well,
anymore.
was it? Is it?
American
like, I wouldn't
Idiot had good
necessarily
lyrics,
say that,
though. I thought American Idiot was good lyrics. I don't know what you're talking
I'm not
about.
saying that like it's not like they were poorly written. It's just that like I hated the shift to like, okay, now we're gonna sing about politics all the time type of thing. But you know, that's just me. I don't really like my politics getting involved in my music most of the time.
Yeah, but if the music's really good, I don't know.
Was American Idiot really good?
I thought it was.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was a really well produced record, really well mixed. Really, it was good.
Yeah,
like,
I
cause
could
Was
give
it
it those
punk, though?
things.
you could
least
argue
punk
that
of
it
their
was least
Yeah.
punk for sure,
Yeah.
because it's definitely in a hard rock. But if you listen to the drum sounds on that album, they're so fucking good. And then the album before it too, Shenanigans and Warning. I was a huge Green Day fan. Green Day fan. I was like, that was my favorite band, like of all time when I was a teenager. I listened to Green Day nonstop, like
There we
the
go.
first
Greg
EPs and
brought
stuff.
Sorry,
But,
Greg brought the music from my youth. The Minor Threat, Black Flag, Bad Brains, Circle Jerk, Subhumans. Yeah, all that stuff. Bad Brains they were heavy though, right? They almost were damn near metal at points.
Yeah, like these were like the hardcore, like on the cuff
Right.
hardcore punk bands, you know? Is
Yeah.
that's what the whole hardcore thing came in, you know.
Well, surfers. I
Yeah,
like
I
them,
mean,
but
I feel like a lot of these bands, like at least for me personally, like they have a few songs that like I'm like, yeah, that's a really cool song, and then you listen to the rest of the album, and there's a lot of film going on
yeah,
with a
yeah.
lot of the punk genre in general.
Mm. Rotten Grafty, by the way, is a great band that has a lot of punk stuff in it, but it's really good. Thanks for bringing that up, Dragonfly. This is one of my favorites so far out of the Japanese scene. I really want to check out more. I keep meaning to do so, but every song I've checked out are so good. So good. I love it. But I was trying to remember Dragonfly who requested them, but Rotten Grafty is really good. You guys should check that band out.
Yeah, they are.
Band.
Yeah, I
Cool.
checked them out too.
Cool. They're so fun, man. They're so fun. They're such a good band. But anyways, back to BAND-MAID. So
Yeah, interesting enough, they played that at the show. Then the next show they played, they did not play the new song. So I just wonder. I mean, here's the thing that we're gonna do, and think of the people that were going to the next show, like, oh, we're gonna hear the new song. They just didn't.
That makes it so people are like, fuck, maybe I should go to both shows because you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
literally, they're gonna do whatever they want.
Unleash in that spot instead.
Wow.
23 songs though. They get their full 23 set list over there in Japan. We get like 19.
That's still pretty good, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, it's just they always play a little more over there, which is fine.
I do find it weird how these bands choose their set lists. Like I think about this all the time. Every time that I hear that they shift like a song in or a song out, and it's like Unleashed to me would be a song that I would assume that they would just be playing at every show. You know,
they didn't play much of the. I'm trying to think that the EP they featured Hate, you know, with the guitar and bass solos in the middle of it, but they didn't play.
No Influencer.
They didn't play Influencer. They didn't play Sense.
See, it is interesting. Like, so
which wasn't part of that, but yeah,
I do love. So, like, I'm not even saying that this is good or bad. I'm just like batting this around in my head because I was thinking about this when I saw Blackpink, and I told you guys the story about how they were choosing between two of their most popular songs to close the show, and they just weren't going to play the other one. And it kind of threw me for a loop. And now I'm realizing that this is happening a lot more often lately, where I see these bands or these groups that I want to see, and they don't actually play all of their like biggest hits. They do, I think, make a conscious decision to only play them at like every other show, if that, so that people do want to see more than one of their concerts. And it's a really smart business strategy if that's why they're doing it.
I want to hope that that is why they're doing it, because it is brilliant. Or maybe they're just really just playing whatever the fuck they want to. Maybe they're just like, maybe each member gets to choose like 5 songs they want to do. They're like,
that would be even cooler.
These are the 5 songs I want to do tonight. Okay, cool. These are 5 I want to do tonight. I don't think
that would be even cooler, man. I would love for them to just be winging it like that.
They ended it with no God.
They did that when we saw them too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because you remember they were ending with Domination for a while, though. There was like a lot of shows.
And then they were starting with Domination. And they don't even choose the same songs to start and end with. It does keep you on your toes.
Kind of what they say is Psyche chooses a set list, and she feels like changing it, she changes it.
Oh, Psyche chooses, so she does choose all of it.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's actually really cool. So she just chooses the set list, and she just is like, you know what, we don't want to play the title track off of our most recent album, right? We just I don't feel like singing it tonight. Fuck y'all. Which like else. Again, like I'm not even mad about. Like there's something inherently funny and cool about making that decision.
Yeah, so Psyche chooses all of it. I didn't realize that.
yeah, so I mentioned they played Take Me Higher.
Yeah, I see that
recently. That's
on this list right here. It's number 13.
Yep.
And then right into memorable.
Wow.
So
banger.
She chooses pretty much all the set list, right? So you can kind of almost figure out like what is her favorite songs to do, and Domination is definitely one of them, right? Because that's like on every single set list. You know,
there's got to be some other input from the band, but they said I mean, there's got to be something like, oh, you know, well, what do you think? What do you want to end with? Whatever. But yeah,
I don't know. And then
there's a few that they play at like every set, right? Because like you said, Domination they always play. I think they always play Choose Me, right?
Yeah.
Maybe those are her favorite to sing.
Maybe.
Hey. Because the break for Psyche is during Sayanakadori from now on, right? At 9 and 10. And then does she have another break? Oh, Majinai time be her second
and then
break.
If Miku plays, if there's any like Rockin' Me or whatever.
Yep. We just swap it out. Maybe that's the time that Miku gets to choose. She wants to do a song or not.
I love the idea that the instrumentalists are just like, okay, sure. You know, like they get on stage and they're like, all right, I got, and Psyche's like, okay, here's what you guys are playing tonight. And they're just, okay,
all right.
I guess that's what's happening.
It's got to suck if it's a song they haven't done in a while and they're like, oh shit, we got to brush up on that one real quick.
That's kind of like what I'm saying. Like they have been bringing some of these back from like the olden days. You know, like
it seems like what they do is if they're gonna, I don't think she makes a decision like that day. She's for the next show, you know, something she might want to do, or maybe they were talking about it and they decide to throw it on. But when they do sound check, they usually play songs they're going to play at the next show, but they're not going to play that night. It's because there's been a lot of times people you can hear the sound check and it's like, oh, they were playing this, you know, so you expect to see it, and then maybe you don't hear that song, but then they'll play it at the next show. Expect they use sound check to work on something they just need to work on, or refresh their memories of how a song goes.
All right. Any other BAND-MAID news you want to talk about, Ryan? Or anything else from the concerts?
No, just that I mean they're the next show, the 22nd. They would take another break right now. Oh, that's kind of weird. But they got 22nd, 23rd, and 30th. They're playing back in Japan. Okayama, Hiroshima, Takamatsu, Matsuyama. Then into October. Of course, when I'm there in September, they're not going to be playing. So, you know.
Oh, it sucks.
That's typically what I do. Apparently, I go to Japan when they're not playing any shows.
So you're missing all this.
You, man.
So their last show for the year, it looks like so far, is October 25th. Then at Nagoya, Aichi, Japan. What I'm seeing here.
November 26th is Yokohama.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they're playing all the way up till the year's end, pretty much. That's crazy. They've been playing a lot this year. I wonder what they're gonna do next year, if they're gonna take a break from all the touring. I know this is for their like 10th anniversary, right? Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. I do wonder.
2 days after I leave.
But just extend your stay to 2 more days.
Right?
Yeah. That's if you get in, right? You got to do the whole lottery. And stuff.
You have to have a ticket.
Oh, look at you can leave reviews for the concert.
Has BAND-MAID ever dropped a song without some sort of like EP following it?
You know, like Shambles? Or are you saying that you think that's an indicator that there's an EP coming up?
Yeah. Well, I'm asking.
Well, the sense they had that is like that 3-song single thing. It wasn't really an EP.
That's what I mean. Like a single with like 2 other
just
tracks
a song
type thing.
And nothing else.
Well, it's like so they did it with Different, right? And they did it with Sense. And I'm wondering if they're planning on releasing like, you know, another 3-song EP at this point that's gonna have this new one, Shambles, and like a third song that we haven't heard about yet. Because that would be cool. Like I mean I don't really expect them to just drop like a music video and then like another track that they've been writing and have nothing to put it on.
Yeah, because Hibana came out and that was tied to as anime, right?
And yeah, and that was on the same one with Corallium and Sense, right?
Right. So yeah, it could definitely be one.
Yeah. So About Us was WB says About Us was a single, but did About Us not have other songs attached to the single when it dropped? That was before my time as a BAND-MAID fan.
No, Hibana was for a game. That's right. Not bad.
But it was on that 3-song or 4-song track EP. So like
Yeah.
to me, that's like, you know, I think they would have something, even if it's not like a full like, you know, 8-10 song album, maybe like a 3-song thing.
Yeah, for
I want
sure.
a brand new double album,
Brand new
all new
double
music.
A double album.
BAND-MAID's the only band that like I'm not take your time with the next album. Like we have a lot of songs to
Right.
listen to. It's one of those bands I would never complain about not putting out music. They put out
Until it becomes
so
3
much.
years, and then you're like,
I'd give them
what happened?
I'd actually give them a 6-year pass at this point. I would give them a 6-year pass. If I'm comparing it to like the standards of Maximum the Hormone, I would give them a 6-year pass. You know, if they waited 6 years to come out with an album, I'd be okay with it.
I don't think anybody should be held up to the Maximum Hormone standards.
I can, Alan from an MTH standard. Yes, Dan. I mean, would you be mad if BAND-MAID took 6 years to come out with another album? I mean, they have so many songs. You would be.
I would
not be happy.
I don't know what I would. I would be disappointed. Let's just say that.
But I don't think they would be able to stand waiting that long. It's too much.
But they'd be live all the time. They'd be doing concerts. You know, there is going to come a point. I do think there will be a point where they're just like, we're going to wait a few years.
Yeah, probably. But I think that they're still on the uptick, you know?
Yeah.
And that's after you hit your plateau.
What if they don't feel like they're on the uptick?
Take time off from concerts rather than recording.
Yeah. I think, who knows? They might go hard on concerts next year. We just say, fuck recording.
No,
oh, well, they just
I don't think they can do that.
They just played a new single. Never mind. They just played a new single.
Konami's just constantly writing, bro. She would have to do something with that stuff.
Yeah, and they just released the song live. I wonder when they worked on it. Like, when did they sit down and practice that song? Get that ready?
On the tour bus, man.
Yeah. Lots of riding around.
So on tour is like really fun to write, in my opinion. I get a lot of writing done. I used to when I would be on touring, because you could be
just
sitting
tough
in the
with the
back of
drummer.
car. Yeah, with the drummer, like that's the part that I'm wondering. But you get most of the song written out. You know, you can get most of it written out.
Dude, the guitarist, the bassist, the singers, you can write all that stuff in a tour bus, like while you're going from town to town, and it is pretty fun. It feels like a different experience, honestly. But the drummer is always just like sitting there, like, okay, I guess I'll try this when we have space.
I mean, they aren't inept at creating beats and on pads or whatever.
Of course,
still figure out patterns and stuff.
Yeah, but it's always going to be different.
Yeah, when you get behind a kit and sort it out.
You know, when you're like, especially if you have one of those drummers in your band that has like a 15-piece set, and it's like they're only using one, their two hands and the fucking pad in front of them.
For sure,
it's gonna be a different.
Like song. These last 2 songs I just wrote was literally in an airport when sitting down. You know what I mean? It's just doing nothing. Like there's something about traveling like frees your mind for some reason. Like you kind of forget about the responsibilities that are at home. Like family stuff, because you're on the road, you're focused on being on the road and playing shows, so you're like in the music, you're just nonstop thinking. It's just something, to me at least, it feels good.
I think you explained that perfectly. That's exactly what it is. It's like when you know that there's nothing that you could do about what's happening back at home, like your daily responsibilities, then there's no reason for you to think about it, so you can immerse yourself in whatever's going on outside of it.
It's kind of like what we were just talking about in the beginning of this podcast. Before we started, like I come to Eric's to do this podcast. It's so much different doing the podcast in another place than at my house. It's that kind of effect,
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And it's why when you do start working at home, it's actually so difficult. Like you think it's going to be so much easier, but it's like so much harder to keep schedule.
Yeah,
we're trained. We were trained like that, since
to do work when you're away from home.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just ingrained. It's hard to break the habit since you saw your parents do it and other people around them do it, and it's hard to break it.
Maybe I need to get like a little time clock and stick it on the outside of my door here, so when I walk in, it's like, all right, time to go to work, and get that click in my mind, turn that button on, like, hey, here, do some shit.
Well, the biggest thing is telling people not to bother you while you're working. For some reason, my wife just like wants to ask me questions right when I'm like balls deep into trying to get some work done. And I'm like, but it breaks your concentration. You're like, no, leave me alone. But then you feel rude and you don't want to be rude, right? So you're like, I need to focus on what I'm doing. But
Right.
any closing thoughts on BAND-MAID before we bring in our guests? Talk about the Baby Metal concerts.
No, man, I'm just happy that they're, with all this crazy amount of touring they're doing, that they're finding time to just keep making new music and share it. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Cool. And I was just messing around earlier, guys. I feel like BAND-MAID is definitely going to be releasing more music. They're going to definitely be releasing way more. I know they're writing like crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I said, I would not be surprised if we got another 3-song EP before the end of the year.
Yeah. Why are you so far away from your mic?
I'm waiting for the guests to come on.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Now they can. All right. We're back. We're back.
We are back.
We are back. We got Kobe
We're
here.
back.
He's going to give us a little review of the Dallas and Houston show. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Thank you, Kobe. Before you jump into that, do you want to tell us anything about yourself? Like, what? You love baby metal? What's your favorite band?
Yeah, baby metal for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cool shirt.
Yeah, I met Alan editing videos for him and did the monochrome video, which is like my favorite thing I've ever done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy that did the monochrome and Attack on Titan. I can't remember what else. I think it was just those two, right? Was it? No, you did the BAND-MAID one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a great job on those videos, man. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah, they look awesome. All right, man. Well, let's just get into it. So you went to Dallas first, and then you went to Houston next, right?
Yeah, Houston and then Dallas.
Houston and Dallas. All right. Well, tell us about your experience.
Well, it's the first time I've seen them like headlining a show. Previously, we saw them in Vienna and like Berlin, and it was opening for Sabaton, so it was kind of short. But this time, it was like the full experience of. I can't remember how many songs it was, like 10 or 11.
Oh, so it was like 10 or 11? That's way more than what we got. We got like 8 songs in Berlin, I think. Or not Berlin.
I think it was like 7.
Austria, 7. Yeah, it was just 7, I think.
But it was awesome because the thing that I think everyone was looking forward to was like, which ones are they going to play? And of course, they're going to play Metalli. And what's that going to be like live? And it was incredible. It was amazing. You know, like Magitsune is always one that gets the crowd super pumped up. And that one, God, it equals it in a lot of ways. It was awesome.
Okay. Wait,
did we even talk about like how you guys felt? I don't remember talking to you guys about how we felt about that song. That's the one with Tom Morello, right?
Yeah, we did. We had a lot.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we definitely
talked a lot about it.
Because we actually watched it. Like, right? Like we watched it and talked about how much Tom was actually doing in the song.
We discussed what we thought.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So how much? Oh, go ahead.
So Kobe, like how was it obvious that like Tom Morello was not involved since he like wasn't on stage with them while they played it, or was it? How did they integrate that into the show?
I don't know. I think that those guys are so amazing. It's like you couldn't tell. You know, like the way that they can play the same way that the Eastern Comedy Band can, they were nailing it with the Tom Morello parts. And they actually did their solo, like when they started Metalli, they had their whole solo section there beforehand. So you got to see everyone kind of go crazy. And then the song starts, and it was amazing because in Dallas, Sue comes out and she's like, does everyone know this music? Like she knows everyone does, and everyone's about to get crazy. And so by the time he gets to this solo, I barely remember. We were just jumping like crazy.
So did they play the Tom Morello solo, or was it a backing track?
At the end of the
Good
song?
question.
At the end of the song.
I don't remember.
Just like
that good, huh?
Sometimes you just black out from enjoying it.
It really is a blur sometimes. It's like a dream, and it's over, and you're like, what did I even just witness? But while you're there, you're just so engaged in it. I'd have to go back and look at some of the cams.
Yeah, I was about to say there's probably a lot of fan cams out there. I wonder, are they blocking people and taking those down, or are they actually letting them stay up?
I don't know. I haven't seen them block anything. I put a short video up and everything's fine. I think someone put like the full concert of Houston up.
Oh wow.
I don't know if it's still around. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know BABYMETAL's a little bit more stricter with those kind of things, so I wasn't sure if they were allowing that or stopping it from going up and stuff. All right, so
it's possible with enough time that they'll start taking it down after enough shows are popping up, you know. Because here's something interesting is that me and another person noticed that since that very first show, our BABYMETAL views have gone down by like half. And we don't know why, but I'm guessing it's something to do with the fact that they're like flooding YouTube with all these new songs. Both of us have like seen it go down significantly.
Wait, what's say that again?
What views are going down?
So like on me and someone else, our YouTube channels where we have a bunch of YouTube videos, when we're looking at like what our views are each day, as soon as that first concert happened, it takes this huge dip down, like halfway down, because there's no telling how the algorithm works, but there's a lot of BABYMETAL videos now.
Oh, okay. So other BABYMETAL content's probably being pushed because it's newer. That makes total sense. That normally does happen. It's normally when the artist drops a new song, all of a sudden some of your older videos get a push. That happens too. That makes sense. Makes sense. So what was standouts of the show?
BMC, that was when they started playing BMC, the crowd went insane because the crowds at
That's so
Houston and
crazy.
Dallas were amazing. You
Yeah.
know, and like everyone, I was close to the front for both shows, and so everyone that was like packed in around me were huge fans, you could tell. And so when BMC started, I mean, everyone lost their minds. And then when it gets to the part where Sue's rapping,
Yeah.
and then like it drops back in, I just remember everyone like jumping at the same time, you know, and like it's like just this wave, you know, after enough time when everyone gets pressed in together and you just don't care. It was amazing. That and Metalli were that. I mean, that song is so much fun because everyone, you know,
I bet,
exactly
man.
what to do. You know, you just what's shy. It's great.
Yeah, well, it's probably
Cool.
insane seeing it live because I haven't heard it live yet. So was there a big difference between the audio recording and the live version?
I think the biggest difference is the Momo part in the middle. It gets extended a little bit, and then she does the crazy scream of like, "Are you ready?" And then that's when the music drops back in, which actually works better than the studio version because it just kind of comes in out of nowhere.
So is
I'm not
it
sure why they
Momo
didn't
Metal
include
or a
that.
backing track? Because that was
I
like
don't
one
know
of the
for
biggest
sure, but
things.
it sounds like a backing track.
Okay.
Both her part and that.
Hmm.
I mean, we could compare audio from
Yeah.
the shows and find out for sure if it's like the exact same,
Like
but
the
it sounded like a
kabuki,
backing track.
the
Yeah,
kabuki vocal part sounds like backing track. That's
Mhm.
even in the chat they're saying that. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
So it looks like they're saying Dallas and Houston was the same set list. So
Mhm.
we had Baby Metal Death
Yeah.
into Gimme Chocolate, Papaya, Distortion. Wasn't expecting Distortion for some reason. BMC, Maya, Monochrome, Metally. I love that. 3 M's in a row. And then they proceeded by a Kami Band solos. So the Kami Band had like their own spotlight again, finally,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that was right before Metalli started. They did their solo intro
Oh, okay.
with like the shamisen was playing, and they're just taking turns going nuts. I forgot the other highlight was as we're standing there, someone turns around and shows me their phone. And it's a photo that someone has taken of the stage and zoomed in, and you see the headbanger mic stand sort of sitting over the edge. And I was just like, oh my God, we're going to hear headbanger, maybe a Momo banger, probably not, but definitely a headbanger, which is something I don't know. I didn't think I would see that for some reason.
Yeah, so you guys saw like the stand off to the side. Yeah.
It seemed like someone up high had like taken a pic and zoomed in, and it's just like, here we go, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For those that don't know, they have like the microphone with a stick at the end, right? For headbanger specifically.
Yeah.
I wonder if we will get a Momo banger though. Of her, and meaning, guys, for those that don't know, the member will sing headbanger themselves, right? We've seen that with Moa and Yui, and I wonder if they'll do that. And it's normally on their birthday, right? I'm not
Yeah, they
mistaken.
did it on their 15th birthday because that's kind of what they're saying in the song. And then Moa did it on her 20th birthday, and they changed the lyrics to be like a 20-year-old thing. And so I feel like they have to. They might save it for one of the bigger shows in Europe, or maybe even the tour finale in Japan.
I was saying
telling.
Japan. They would definitely save it for Japan, probably. Did they have any of them been in the States? I don't think they have, right? For the headbangers?
No, they were all in Europe or Japan.
All right, man.
I just, by the way, I just checked out the Metal performance from last night, which is that the one that you went to?
No, that was in Orlando. I didn't go to
Orlando.
that one.
Okay. The Orlando one. I was just so they did have the guitarist playing the Tom Morello solo.
That's cool.
At the end, but it was interesting how they did it because everybody was on the stage and there was a screen with Tom Morello playing, right? Like,
yeah,
just from the music video. But the guitarist that was actually playing the solo stepped away from the stage. He was like on the side of the screen.
Interesting.
To almost give like Tom Morello the the credit, I guess, while it was happening. But you could see him on the fan cam I was watching. You could see him kind of like just playing that.
Yeah.
Was it the guitarist on the left or the right of the stage?
If you're looking at it, the right.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
I
the one on
think
the
that's
left was
CJ.
right next to the bassist, and they were
Mhm.
just like headbanging along with the chords
Mhm.
they were playing. But you could see the other one just like sneaky in the corner, just like in the high
Yeah,
notes.
he rules.
What was the better performance for you, Dallas or Houston?
Dallas.
What was it
Yeah,
about
Dallas. The girls seemed like they were having like they were having more fun than I've ever seen them have.
Oh,
You know,
that's
like
cool.
yeah, during the Magitsune part, where Sue still has the mask, and then her and Moa always do something. I'm almost positive that what they did was they all suddenly did a rock, paper, scissors. And I didn't see who won, but they do that. And then they go like running off, onto either side to start getting everyone pumped up. It was great.
I've seen that in a live footage where they do the rock, paper, scissors. I didn't
Oh,
realize
really?
that's what it's for, right? I'm pretty sure there's a clip where they're doing that. I'll also know like Sue will go behind the mask and make faces and stuff. People have caught that. But they always mess with each other on stage.
Yeah, in Houston, Moa just did this huge like hair flip, and then Momo starts laughing. Like I'm guessing that, except for maybe the rock paper scissors, they have no idea what each other's gonna do, and
That's
Moa's
cool.
just trying to make people crack up.
Nice.
Jim said there's a rumor that Sue has been sick on this tour. Any sign of that, or sounds like a no?
Based on her voice, I would say no. Based on her nah, I would be surprised. She was like going all in, and it seems like she's actually really starting to connect with the crowd in the front a lot more, as opposed to really just like focusing on everyone in the back and everyone up in the balcony and stuff like that. Because I remember in Vienna, it was impossible to get like her attention, no matter what you did.
I was gonna say, because in Vienna, it sucked being up front, to be honest. It was kind of weird. It was cool, but like there was such a huge gap and barrier in between.
Yeah.
So
and they were a lot higher there too.
And
Here,
they were a lot
it
higher.
felt a lot more intimate because they were just like right there.
Gotcha. All right, so hopefully it'll be a little bit better in New York City. That's when I'll be seeing them next. Are you going to more?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to, I think, 10 more shows for the rest of the year.
10 more? Fuck.
Did not hear that was the last number I expected you to say. Right?
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
There's maybe 5 in the US tour and 5 in the European tour. I'm trying to get a ticket to Wolverhampton because it's supposed to be like the smallest venue.
Oh, wow.
And I'm maybe in communication with someone about getting a VIP ticket. So that would be awesome.
Nice.
Oh, so you're going back to Europe to see more Babe Metal over there?
Yeah, I'm going back to Vienna. I don't know if you remember when we were there, we were joking about, oh, let's go back.
I want to go back so bad. There's no
You did. You're basically Grateful Deading the Baby
pretty
Metal right
much.
now.
Yeah.
So, see, you got to go to the Nebraska one. You got to check them all off the list. You got to go to every single concert.
Was that one on a Saturday? Because if it is, I could
know.
maybe do it. I don't know.
I don't know when it is, but
So are you going to the New York City one?
No.
Okay. It's a little too far. Europe's
No,
not too
I mean,
far.
yeah, my next one's Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto
Goddamn.
and after that Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. I unfortunately couldn't go to Vegas because of Aftershock. By the way, guys, you can win free passes to see Babe Metal because they are playing at Aftershock. I keep forgetting that I'm going to see them there also. We're giving away 2 4-day passes, guys. All the details are in the description for how to win those. All right, man. Any other things about the show that you want to tell us about the shows?
I mean, they're just bringing it so hardcore. Like every song, Road of Resistance was like at the shows that I was at, people were like, they made a wall of death. I look back and one of the guys that we were with, he's running around with an SG flag, like getting everyone separated. And then I wasn't paying attention once everything happened because we were all just sort of like bumping into each other. And then I think it was really cool when Headbanger started, because once she started singing, everyone realized what was happening. You could hear the crowd just start like screaming, because I think a lot of people know that song. And even all the Death Clock people that were there, who we were talking to afterwards, all of them were just like, okay, that was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's
Maybe
cool.
I need to check them out. Yeah.
That is awesome to hear. That's a question I have for you. So at all these Babe Metal ones you went to, Babe Metal was headlining and not Death Clock, right? Or did Death Clock headline one of those shows?
I mean, they're playing the same length, but
they are.
Baby Metal was playing second. Yeah. I think it's both about an hour, maybe a little bit longer for Baby Metal.
Okay, so the set doesn't change depending on opener then. It's about the same no matter what.
I'd have to double check because in Orlando, I think they played first. I don't know. I'd have to double
chat
check.
if
but
you
I think
know,
it's
let
the
us know.
same.
Okay,
Does
so
it
it
seem like
doesn't
the people that are there for for the other band are getting into the other band? Like the people that are there for Death Clock are enjoying Baby Metal, and the people that are enjoying Baby Metal are actually enjoying Death Clock.
The
Uh-oh.
people that the baby metal people that I were with, they weren't like super into Death Clock, but I think with Death Clock, it's a thing where you really have to watch the show to get the context because you're not there to see the band. Like they're in silhouette the whole time. You're really supposed to be watching the screen and experiencing that as if it's the band. And so for me, I'm enjoying the music, but I'm just like it doesn't have any like sort of connection. So I'm gonna watch the show and really try to like get the context of what's going on. Because there was a guy behind me in Houston who was just having the time of his life, and he would like whisper to me, he's about this song that's about to happen. And I'm like, that sounds insane. And then you see it happening on the big screen, and it's like these people have no fear whatsoever. They talk about the craziest stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're squeamish, just prepare yourself for that show if you're gonna watch it front to back.
Yeah.
I've
Maybe
never
not for
really
kids.
watched Death Clock, so I don't know if I'll get like half of the stuff that other people would get out of it.
Metalocalypse is the show, right?
Yeah.
Adult Swim.
They're loud. They are so loud.
I
Bring
believe it.
bring earplugs. I swear, if you don't bring earplugs, you're gonna get
I mean,
brutalized.
I
their
always
whole
do.
gimmick on the show is just that they're like the most metal that they could possibly be. Like it's all they care about. They just want to be as metal as possible.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing it
being really loud is not shocking.
I remember seeing an episode where I do remember seeing something where, if correct me if this is wrong, where they throw a symbol out to the crowd and cut somebody's head off or something.
Sounds perfectly normal. Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Yeah. I think it's the only thing I remember from Metalocalypse. I never watched the show really.
I think it's easy to watch because it's one of those shows that had it was like 10 minutes long, like the Adult Swim shows, and I think there's only 2 seasons. And they're coming out with a movie. That's why they're doing this. The guy behind me, he got me invested because he was like, this is a very rare experience to be able to see Death Clock. They don't tour very much. The last time I saw them was like 10 years ago. And so all the people that are there, it's like a really big deal.
Yeah. Would you say, how about Death Clock fans liking Baby Metal? Is there any like crossover there?
Yeah. There was a couple in Houston that was behind us. Then we ran into them at the after party, and they were really getting into it. And I also saw them at the hotel, and I was like sending them videos. I was like, watch this, get ready for the next show that you go to. So they were good. Someone just said, bought some proper eargasm earplugs. Yes. Yeah, I had those too, and thank God.
Those are the ones I told you to get, right? Yeah. They're the best because they don't like plug up your ear and make the bass all loud. They actually you get a really consistent sound. They're awesome. Hey, Eargasm, you should sponsor us.
I know. How many times have you mentioned
I've
them?
gotten so many people to buy them and they love them. So I was like, man, I probably should hit them up for a sponsor. But they work though. They're like $50 and they're legit. Not sponsored by them, but they work really well. It doesn't really impede on the sound at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, because again in Vienna, I was like, these aren't working. It sounds too good, and then I took them out right when Sabaton had some explosions going off.
Oh
and
yeah,
I was like, okay, they are working.
Holy
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you have them in, you're like, do I have earplugs in? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Jim, they do have different sizes if you have problems keeping them in your ear. They do have large, medium, and small for those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm weird. I have to get a large and a medium because one canal's bigger than the other. Because I would have one fall out in one side. It's so annoying. But all right, man. Anything else you want to tell us about the concert and anything like that? Why people should go? Or
yeah, I mean, everyone that I talk to, it's just they say it's like a life-changing experience, and it really is. go. Everyone there is so cool and awesome. Everyone's helping each other out. 2 shows that I was at, it was so hot outside and people were buying cases of water, handing out snacks to each other. And it's just like the sense of community and the fact that everyone knows all the songs and all the dances, it makes it like something I've never experienced before. It's great. It's really great. That's the reason why like people go to concerts all over the world. You see the same people because it's just so much fun no matter how many times you go.
Yeah. Was it a big difference compared to Austria?
Yeah. It just the fact that they could play all these different songs that they might not, because I don't think they played, I mean, they didn't play BMC, they didn't play Distortion. It's these songs that everyone wants to hear, but maybe they're not the most popular, you know what I mean? Because they're really trying to like, have a feeling, gain fans on the Sabaton tour. And so to have them be able to sort of breathe and play these songs, headbanger, it's like a totally different experience. It's like, I mean, it feels like watching one of the DVDs and you get to be there, you know?
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, because I felt like the community part wasn't there at Austria, except for us when we were all hanging out outside the venue. Once you got in and you're up front, you lost everyone because there was a lot of Sabaton fans. So there's a lot of Sabaton fans. And Sabaton put on an amazing show. They were phenomenal. And with this one, it's I guess a little bit different because they're not a supporting act. It's like co-headliners, pretty much, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And it seemed to me like it was mostly Baby Metal fans in the front because they had first entry, the VIP, they had like the highest priority. But also I think they're the ones who are just like so used to going to these shows, they just have to get to the front. Whereas Death Clock's just like happy that it's even happening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to say before I let you go here?
I think that's it.
All right. Well,
thanks for coming along, Kobe.
Yeah,
appreciated the stories.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. We'll be right back. All right. Oh, what the heck happened here? I thought I was ready. It went south real fast. Uh-oh.
It's Inception.
It's Inception.
It's okay.
Enjoy the Inception, guys. There. Oh, that kind of worked. Kind of didn't. There we go. There you go. Figured it out. Woo!
Well done.
Yeah. That's the fastest transition ever. No? What do you guys think? Well, while we're on concerts, guys, I want to talk about the Sim concert because we completely forgot to talk about last week. And I got to do my first Wall of Death. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, good.
How'd you feel the day after?
It was great. I was scared as fuck. I didn't know what to expect. So Ma from Sim goes up on stage and I was like waiting for this moment. I was going to record the whole concert for everyone. I don't know why I decided to do that at my first Sim concert, but I did anyways. I recorded most of them except for the last 2 songs. Then I saw him start going like this and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, put my phone down, shoved it in my pocket. I'm like, I'm doing this one because I've never done one before. So I was really fucking excited to do it. I was like, hell yes. And the mosh pit was going crazy the entire concert. And because the first 2 bands before it, they were all right. But when Sim came on, they just like crushed it. But anyways, so I go over there and I just see the crowd splitting and it's like jam packed, super fucking packed. And I'm in the front of the line. So it was the most scariest thing ever because I'm just staring straight at all these people and we're ready to just like fucking rush at each other. I'm like, is
like a battle, like a battlefield.
Yeah, I was like, is this going to be like a football like thing? You know, linebackers like running into each other. I didn't know what to expect. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I said I'm going to do it at least once. So I'm like, all right, been training this my whole life. But then we like all just ran at each other. And as we're running into each other, the weirdest thing happened. As soon as we clash, we kind of like, we just do a soft like clash and then it starts circling immediately.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say
But it was like it was fucking huge. I mean, it wasn't as big as the Lamb of God mosh pit, but pretty fucking close. And then, of course, there's people on top balconies just filming the whole thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe we were like backing up, packing each other like to the back. I felt bad for anybody that was on the rail to like the right and left. And I was like, we completely crushed them. There was so many people at that venue. It was a packed show, and they just crushed it. It was
dude,
phenomenal.
Japanese pits are so much different than American band pits.
Dude, when they came,
like, you know, if American band did that and they did the Wall of Death, they'd be flailing their arms and kicking their feet and shit. People are getting clotheslined as they go into each other.
Well,
but they just like gently turn it into a circle pit.
You gotta remember though, this is a lot of Americans too for the show. So
yeah, I know, but they know what to do.
Know,
right?
yeah, they know what to do.
They know how to handle this.
That's true. And it was crazy because so when they come out, you know, most bands have their backing tracks and stuff, which is cool. The first band had it. They didn't really have a bassist, and they were all right. I forgot where they're from. They were from Europe. They were pretty solid. And then we had this other band that came up that was like your kind of like emo, something Rain was in the title of their band. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like more like the poppy kind of stuff. And it was okay. But like Sim went on, and like Mob, for one, he's just like ripping into the crowd. He called all the Americans like, oh, is this a tiny circle? He's making fun of the mosh pit and stuff. He's all like, I thought things were big in America. Where's like,
Nice.
it's just like, he had just his attitude the entire time, but it was like a funny attitude, and he's just like talking shit about everybody in the crowd. He was there was one point where he was telling everybody Japanese words, but telling them the wrong definition to it. He'd be like, oh, it means fuck you. It's like, oh, he's saying thank you in Japanese, but he's telling everybody that it meant fuck you. So he's all like, and everybody was just laughing. So he's just trolling the entire crowd the entire time. So when he called the circle pit like small, it was a giant fucking pit from there on out. It never got small again, because at first just like a tiny contained one, and it just stretched after he like called everybody out. It was pretty hilarious. So what I was going to say, though, is when they went on stage, you know, all these bands before had backing tracks with like extra backing vocals and shit. And Sim comes out, they bring out their keyboards, you know, because we hear a lot of like synths and stuff in it. And they might have had some backing tracks, maybe not, but you could tell the difference. You really could. I was like, because you got to compare it right to the two bands before, you know, where the two bands before it was like too polished. You know, it was too good. And then Sim came out, and it was still too good, but it was like organic as fuck. Like you felt all the hits and the power from the drums. There was no like significant drum samples in there. And on top of it, the guitarist and bassist are madmen. They're like nonstop somersaults during like chugs with their instruments, just going insane. So like you felt the energy off the stage. You could just feel it, and it made sense why that mosh pit just kept going on and on and on. And I'm pretty sure they're like in their 50s, guys, and they're doing like somersaults and just jumping around the entire stage. It was awesome. I highly recommend to go to a fucking Sim concert. It is the most energy I've seen from a band in a long fucking time. Like that, like just pure raw energy, just going insane. It's like that's their version of a showmanship, you know? Every band has their thing, and that's their thing. They bring a lot of energy. And then, of course, when you get to the reggae parts, you like go from a mosh pit into like you're dancing with everybody, which was badass. That's why I was really disappointed with the new Sim song after like seeing them live and being blown away. And then I heard the new song, and I'm like, but it was so cool. It was you guys got to go see Sim. I'm telling you, their tickets are so cheap. It shouldn't even be that cheap. And they made new fans that night, 100%, because a lot of them were there for another band, and I always forget the name, and it's one of Frank's, our drummer's favorite band, and I always forget the name of them. Oh well, I left after Sim. They just like they were really good. I probably should have stayed for the last band, but I was with someone they had to get going, so we didn't stay for the last part, but.
Were you concerned after you heard the first two bands that like, oh no, maybe this whole show is going to be like full of backing tracks?
No, not really, because I like Sim, their music, so I would have been happy with it either way, you know? The problem with other bands is that they had the vocals as backing tracks. They were singing over it, but you could hear the vocals, the recorded vocals. And like
that's the most common version of backing tracks.
I know it,
nowadays.
like
Yeah,
I'm okay with accentuating like certain parts of the songs with backing track vocals. Like, okay, if you have an echo scream, totally get
Yeah.
it. That's fine. That's fine. But the first band had entire scream lines as a backing track, and I'm like, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But for some reason, you could feel the difference. You really could. You could feel the difference between that 3-member band that had backing tracks compared to this 4-member band that used all organic tracks and keyboards.
But it does matter.
Yeah.
It does. If you can, if it has to be them doing it without anything to back them up, then it changes how they perform.
Yeah.
We're like talking like lead vocals were on backing track, or
Dude, yeah, straight up. They're like,
What the
it
fuck,
was like
man?
a talking part, like, no, like that kind of vocal track. And that's what he was going to do normally. So what I think he did was he had, we call it in the mixing world, like enhanced layer of vocals. Because you know how you double track normally. So that was his way of saying he's double tracking, which is fine, but you could feel the difference. You really could.
Yeah.
Compared to two singers singing it at the same time. Like when Sim came on, there was 2 people singing. By the way, the drummer's singing. So like he's the backup vocalist for Sim, which was insane. But I enjoyed it. You guys should go check out Sim. I promise you will not be disappointed. Even if you don't like their music that much, they put on a fucking show. You could like just go in the balcony and watch and just feel the excitement. It's just a lot of energy. Maz is a great front man. He's a great front man. I'm telling you, one of my favorite bands I've seen so far this year live. I just felt good the entire time. It was really good.
Nice.
Sung along with all the songs and everything. It's just a different kind of a performance, you know. Like I was saying before, like each band has their own thing, and they have their own thing. Like BAND-MAID has their own thing, BABYMETAL, Sim, they all have their own thing. And something that I noticed was like some of the 2 bands before, they don't have their thing yet. Maybe the Rain City Drive, maybe they do. Their whole spiel was the guy wears like an overshirt thing, and then he takes half of it off and then ties it up. I don't know what that was about. I didn't get it. Put it this way, I didn't get what their gimmick was. It made no sense. So where Sim, it was very clear, you know, what he was doing, and it was funny. I love the trolling nature of it, but it was in like a funny way.
Yeah, I think it's also important for like your lead, whoever's got the mic, to have some charisma and personality and show it off while they're on stage, not just during the songs themselves, but during the parts in between, to just keep the crowd engaged, like what you're talking about. Seems like he has that it factor, which I think a lot of people don't have.
You wouldn't think it either, because he's a shorter guy, like compared to the rest of the band. But what they do is they give him this like standing box, and he's like, they brought out like specific stand-on little stages. His is a little bit taller, so it makes sense, and they make sure to like compensate for that, you know, to make sure like he's like out there in your face, you know, which was cool, and it's smart thing to do instead of standing on the damn speakers and pissing off the sound guy. But but it was kind of cool because it like goes over the speaker perfectly, and yeah, he has the charisma 100%.
Nice.
But
sounds like a good show.
Yeah, that's my Sim review. But it was
cool.
Awesome, guys. Go see him. Who in the chat's seen Sim live at all? Anyone out there? All right. I think everyone's dying on me. You guys good? You guys okay? You guys' energy's so low
Listen
today.
to your stories.
All right.
Ryan and I didn't go to any shows this last week. It was all you and Kobe, so we can just listen.
All right, guys. X Japan halts Twitter's rebrand. As band returned with first music in 8 years. That's the headline to this title. So Elon Musk,
don't understand it.
Recent Twitter rebrand has been brought to a halt in Japan following clashes with the trademark name of the hit rock band X Japan. This month, social users were left surprised after Twitter owner Elon Musk rolled out a surprise rebrand, which we all know about. But what happens though is in each location that has a dedicated Twitter page, they update it with X, and then it'll have the name of the country afterwards. So that's where the conflict comes in. So as you guys can imagine, there's a band called X Japan, and when they put in their when you would go to the J-Rock site, J-Rock Twitter, it would say X Japan. So, which is already trademarked by the band. So, Toshi and Yoshiki in 1982. What was it? There's was it go? So they just released a new song, which I thought was interesting.
When they came to the States, they had to call themselves X Japan. I think it was something Mikoto mentioned. So when they did that, they trademarked it because they were just X in Japan, right? It was just X.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it was just X, and then they changed it to that. So they must have trademarked it afterwards, then, right? I'm not sure how that's going to go down though with everyone.
It's just another example of why this is such a stupid name for rebranding Twitter, because it's just one letter. So if you want to use
fucking Twitter.
Yeah, everyone's still calling it Twitter anyway. But like, if you want to use the name of your brand now as like a prefix, or like they want to in this situation, or the multitude of other situations where you'd want to use your name for something and put it next to the name of something else, now you can't do that because a ton of things are already going to be copyrighted like this because it's just one fucking letter. Everybody's copyrighted stuff with like extreme, like, like extreme is copyrighted. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of shit that is going to go down. This is just the first on many.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows, man? Yeah, I thought it was I was wondering if that was going to be an issue later on, but I thought it was just going to appear X for everybody. Why would you have it? Why would you even have it say X Japan when you have the Twitter account pulled up in that country? Why don't just leave it X everywhere, not just only the US? That's the part that weirded me out. Why would it be only X for the US, but every other place would be X Germany, X Japan, X France? Why? Like, just call X everywhere, you know?
Because we're the most important, obviously. America rules. America.
It doesn't make sense. Like, why do all that title change? Trademark is only a problem if you compete in the same market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they in the same market?
True.
Would we consider this the same market?
Well, I guess that's where it becomes a gray area, right? Because X Japan utilizes Twitter, or X now, in order to promote themselves, and they have trademarked their name X Japan so that they can promote themselves using that. So
it'd be great if they had to like get Elon to license the fucking name so he could use it.
That'd be so funny.
They just make money off of them.
They say, good for them. I hope that's what happens.
Hope they just keep him from doing it. That'd be great.
You know what? It's keeping X Japan's name like well alive in the music scene. Yeah, and relevant for sure. And then I guess I knew and didn't know, but they had a new song called Angel released a month ago, which I completely was unaware of, or maybe we talked about it and I forgot about it. Has anyone heard the new song? I didn't even know they had a new song.
No, I don't think we talked about this.
When did Twitter's change happen? Did Twitter's change happen about a month ago?
Yeah, just about that.
Yeah, so that's why they put that in the title. Do you think that's coincidence that X Japan was like, I'm going to release a song just to make sure you know that X Japan's still around?
I don't know. I mean,
that's what the article's insinuating. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. That's what they were going to try to say, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could listen. If I were them, I would be keeping a sharp eye on this all the time. Like everybody that uses, like everywhere on Twitter, everything that uses X followed by the word Japan, I would be, writing all this down, documenting it all, and using it as a big court case to get a big buttload of money one time and then move on from it.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. You think Elon will actually pay for that?
I feel like he'd rather just settle something like that than go to court over it, right? Like if there is a court case that can happen, and that shit could go out for years and it'll cost a ton of money. And if you're Elon Musk and you have billions of dollars, why not just be like, here's $500,000 so that we can say X Japan on Twitter?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be way more than that.
Nah.
He could be. He could be. All right. Like he's got money too.
I got enough money.
Yeah, I wonder what he would do in that situation, you know?
He'd probably make him donate a bunch of money to a bunch of charities or something.
That
Yeah,
would be
right.
awesome.
That does sound
I'd see him doing
exactly
that
like
more
what he'd
than
do.
taking money for himself. Yeah.
Get a settlement and just donate the whole settlement, and then
Right.
but then he can't use his name on Twitter. Like he's got to be able to use his name on Twitter. So
Yeah.
he's got to win the case somehow.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think if you listen to this later in the YouTube comments. All right, guys. We have Passcode coming out here in the US, right? And Champ's seeing them on the 5th. But we also have an awesome article over at GAIJINGUYS.com. You guys should definitely join our newsletter over there. So we send out an email a week so you guys can get updated on Japanese music news or articles that we put out. So Andrew was able to see them already, if I'm not mistaken, or he's seeing them tonight. Yeah, he's seen them today. That's what it was. So he is out there. He's going to report on his show in Dallas that he's going to see, and then Champ will let us know how they do in Gramercy. So we'll have a couple of reports about those live shows. Anyone else going to see Passcode in the chat? Ryan, are you going to go see them while they're here?
No, I would like to see him, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Yeah.
That's a band I definitely think would be an incredible live show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm still I'm not sure about it. Like I really like them, but as a live show, just because of the idol nature of them, I don't know how forward the band part of it's going to be, because I've never actually watched them live before. And I don't, I've seen all idol bands that have the bands kind of front facing and right there with the singers, and then I've also seen performances where the band's kind of in the background and the whole feature is the singers in the front.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the bands, I mean, they're visible, and they've had the same band with the group since the start, I believe. So it's they're not just hired guns. They're part of it.
Yeah,
pretty much a part of it. So because when it was first announced, I think it was thought that they weren't going to have their band, and then it was announced that they would. So I mean, I was happy to hear that. I think the band's nuts, dude. I mean, their music's insane.
The band is awesome. I mean, if the band wasn't going to be there, I wouldn't have gone to see it. I don't know. I don't want to see just I don't want to watch a backing track with them just dancing around.
Did you just watch that with Blackpink though? Or do they have a band?
They actually had a live band for the whole show.
Really?
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah. All right.
They were good, man. I'll show you a clip. I have just them all doing solos. They did back-to-back solos. It's pretty sick.
Okay. I didn't know they had that going on.
Yeah, Cookie Monster in the chat. He's gonna be seeing him in a couple hours. I know he's a huge fan. I'm glad he's getting to be able to go see him.
Hey, you might see Andrew out there. He should be out there too. Enjoy the show, man. Enjoy the show. All right, guys. Top 10. We have some new entries this week. Only 2 new entries this week. We got Noisemaker and Love Bites, the live version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no new song. Remember, you guys can add entries over on the GAIJIN GUYS Discord server. Today at 10, we have Yama Slash. Yama is a singer. She is known for her blue hair, her signature mask, and her soft yet powerful voice. Yama is also a member of BIN, along with Mato and T Producer. I don't know any of these names.
BIN and Tomato.
Is this? Yeah, let's see if we can do 7-second preview here. Well, that sounds really interesting. From just a few seconds.
I'm listening to it now, man. There's a fucking lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely super anime sounding. Oh, it actually is an anime song.
Yeah.
It's for an anime, but damn, dude, there is a lot going on right there. I only listened 15 seconds, but I'm gonna listen to the whole thing.
That sounds good. I do want to check that out. Number 9, we got Yorushika falling down 2 spots. Number 8, we got BAND-MAID going 3 spots up to get in the top 10. So congratulations. Made it in at number 8. Is this the
Dude,
first
were they-
time having BAND-MAID on the charts?
I was about to say, were they on the charts and then fell off and then are coming back now, or is this their first appearance with the song?
Shambles never made it on.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was number 11.
Oh.
So it was barely. So it just went
Hello,
up 3
people.
spots.
We didn't even notice. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. I remember when it was submitted. Number 7, we got Atarashi Gakko. This song's falling down 4 spots. It's been on the charts for quite a bit now. I think 15 weeks total so far. Number 6.
This song rules. By the
We
way.
have
It's awesome.
BABYMETAL going up 9 spots with Metal League.
Mm.
Number 5, we got Rad Wimps, Die Dan, and features Zorn. Number 4, we got Passcode with Groundswell. I can't remember if I've heard that song yet. Can't remember.
Not I.
Maximum Hormone. Number 3, Koi No America, going up 1 spot. I did not really expect Maximum Hormone to be at number 3, to be honest.
It's a banger.
I didn't even expect them to be ahead of BABYMETAL and BAND-MAID at all.
Maybe our
We
demographic.
got the
is
fans,
shifting.
man.
Yeah. I mean, the song's doing. I mean, it's been a long awaited song by Maximum
Right.
Hormone, so it's probably has something to do with it. Number 2, we got Queen Bee, Miss Fisto, staying at 2. This song's been on the charts for a while too. Been there for 15 weeks. Number 1, we got Wagaki Band, The Beast. Wagaki Band are back with the opening song to anime Baki Hana Season 2. Tell the Pickle and the Pickle War Saga. What a name, dude.
What is that? What is it?
It's
Tale of
the
Pickle?
Tale of Pickle and the Pickle War Saga. I don't know how.
Sounds
I
like
feel
an
about-
Adventure Time episode.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It does sound like that.
Cool. Well, a lot of good songs on there, man. We got a lot of bangers on our top 10 right now.
Yeah, I get it, man. All right, guys, and that's the show for today.
Cool.
All right.
All
It's
right.
good times.
If you guys want to support us further, consider checking out our Patreon. We just released our sim reaction. We got many other reactions over there on Patreon, and helps directly support what we're doing and more. And don't forget, you have a chance to win 2 4-day passes. All the details for that are down in the description to Aftershock. 4-day passes to Aftershock. You have to be able to get that to Sacramento, California. Of course, make sure you read those details and submit your story by September 8th. We're going to read it off on September 10th. So we can get those passes out to the winner right away. All right.
And if you want to join the Patreon, go to patreon.com/GAIJINGUYS. It is the first week of a new month, which means now is the best time to join the Patreon if you want to, because then you get the most bang for your buck. And even if you just want to join one time and like watch all the videos we have and then leave by the end of the month, feel free to do that too. It's always an option.
All right, guys.
Adios.
See ya.